it's Ellie from Clem House, and I'm just going to take a quick moment to show you all how I like to put together these expansion patterns for the new Oberlin refresh. I have here with me a Figo Black Waves maker kit, a Figo Black Waves bag that if you bought the maker kit, it would be to make this bag. And this is the way the zipper expansion shows up in the bag. And so you could see the Black Waves fabric on the lining part of the zipper fabric, and then also here on the binding and then the exterior pocket. So I'm actually just gonna go through the PDF pattern. I have it printed out right here and just show you how I like to sew it up. So this is what the bag looks like when it's finished, and I'm gonna be sewing up a White Waves bag. So I have my bag prepped up here up to the step that you'll need to start the expansion, which is with the interior pocket already sewn up, with the magnetic snap already attached to the bag. And then I've also cut my 2 zipper exterior fabrics and my 2 zipper lining fabrics, and I have my 14-inch zipper, I have my leather zipper end and the pull and the rivets, and my Wash Me Wonder tape. If you bought the kits, you'll probably get this in your kit, and this is where you download all the instructions too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with making this bag. So if you're making these expansions together and you're working with the Oberlin booklet here, you're gonna wanna just make sure you've already sewn the interior pocket, and you see this little signpost here. It says if making the zipper closure or lining, stop here and jump over to those instructions. So I just wanna call out that that's where you wanna jump over. So if you're making both expansions, you still wanna do the zipper one first. Then you wanna finish this almost all the way. You're gonna stop before sewing the tote hem. So you need to not do this on the zipper, and jump over to the lining and finish out your tote with that. So if you're doing them together, that's the sequence, and that's how I'll be showing how to sew this bag up with both the zipper and the lining. All right, so let's get started. This is my printout of the PDF. Here's our making path, yardage and stuff, so everything's already cut. And I'm just gonna come over here and we're gonna start with preparing the fabric. Okay, so we have 4 zipper fabric pieces. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create 2-inch fold 2 marks on each short end on the wrong side. So wax canvas kind of doesn't have a right and wrong side, so I'm just like picking a side, and I'm using the quilting ruler here, and I'm just creating my 2-inch fold 2 lines, okay? So let me just show you how I like to fold that and then use the steel roller. Okay, so that's for wax canvas because we shouldn't iron it. So I'm going to do that for my other exterior zipper fabric. And I'm going to fold that. So this is a 2-inch fold 2 mark because we're creating a 1-inch turn fold on the fabric. See how nicely that steel roller presses it? So it's such a nice tool. Okay, so that's a 1-inch turn. Now we're going to create that on the wrong sides of our zipper lining fabric. Same deal here. Creating those 2-inch fold 2 marks that are going to give us a 1-inch single turn hem, essentially. Okay, but we are gonna have to come to the iron and press this, so I'm just gonna jump over here real quick, get my iron ready, and press this turn. Get my iron to wake up, get a press on there. And we're gonna get that press on the other zipper lining piece. And now now the iron's finally working. All right. Move that out of the way. So we're gonna create a few other marks in order to help us create this fold here. So that's kind of like an origami squash fold. I used to do a lot of origami when I was a kid. So that came to mind when I was designing this pattern. So I'm just gonna create these 1-inch marks here that's gonna help us do these folds in the corners. What this actually does too is it helps take the bulk out of the corner. So now I'm just like actually folding on this line and I'm pivoting the fabric and creating almost like this open triangle. It's really similar to an origami squash fold, so I like to reference that for those of you that actually do origami, that might help you understand the fold. So that's gonna take the bulk out of this corner and make a really nice stitch later. Okay, so there's that one, and here I'll do it again here. So this mark that I just made is just acting as like a pivot point here. And then see this squashing down here. Just like that. I'm gonna press it just for a second and then use the steel roller to really get a better press there. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the wrong side, and this is what it looks like on the right side. So that's our first exterior piece. Now I'm gonna do that again right here for the other exterior piece for the other side of the zipper. So I'm pivoting at this chalk mark and then squashing this triangle down. Okay. And then I'm just gonna hit it with the steel roller to make a really nice crease. Okay, same thing here. My thumb kind of reaches in to open this up. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm aligning this raw edge and this raw edge, and then I'm also making sure that the fabric is coming to a point right there. Okay, so this is really, and this feels really nice with wax canvas because wax canvas behaves so well. It really does stay put, especially when you press it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and prep our lining, zipper lining fabric in the same way, except we're gonna do that. We're gonna do those presses at the iron because it works a little bit better with the steam iron to press those creases in. Okay, so I'm just getting my 1-inch marks real quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna come over and bring my iron over and get a press in there. Okay, now where are my marks? There they are, white pencil. Okay, so I'm gonna open this up. I'm like pinching where that mark is and creasing on it, and then I'm just gonna hit it with the steam iron. I'm just gonna press it for a second and get a really nice press on there, and then come over to this side and I'm gonna do the same thing. So I know it's kind of hard to see there. Let me get a different color chalk so you could see my white. There you go. So there's that 1-inch line that I made, and I'm referencing that line as I pivot and open this triangle and squash it down, and then I'm just gonna hit it with the steam iron. So there's one side, and now you're gonna see me do this 2 more times in case this whole folding thing is just a little confusing. So here we go again. This is my pivot point here, right in there. See that squash down, and then just hit it with the iron. And same thing here. And now we've prepared all of our zipper fabric with all the folds that we need. There's our 2 lining and our 2 exterior zipper. So now we're gonna prepare the zipper tape ends, which is this page here. So I'm gonna take my zipper, 14-inch metal zipper, and this is the front, the right side, and this is the back, and I wanna come to the back, which is the wrong side, and I'm actually gonna open this up, and I'm gonna take this end of the zipper and I'm gonna turn it out like this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clip it in place right there. And then I wanna take this end and I wanna turn it out like this also. And I'm gonna clip that. So I'm gonna throw some stitches on there to get those to stay like that. Now I'm gonna come to this bottom edge and I'm actually gonna turn these in so that they overlap the two ends like that. It's not an exact science there. It's all gonna get covered by a leather zipper end anyways, so you just wanna make sure you can tack those down. So notice these are turning out and these are turning in. And let's go to the machine and get some stitches in there and just to keep those in place. Okay, so I'm just on a regular presser foot with a centered needle, the same needle I was using to sew the Oberlin, a denim needle. And I'm literally just putting the presser foot down on the turn and just doing a little back and forward stitch. No big deal. I'm actually on a blue thread with a off-white bobbin thread so that I can match my exterior zipper fabric and then my lining zipper fabric for the bobbin. Okay, so this is the other open end of the zipper, and I'm really just putting that under the presser foot and just doing a quick back tack. These stitches are not going to show in the final bag. They're just helping us get the zipper prepared. Okay, and then now I'm on the closed end of the zipper where the zipper tape ends are crossing in towards each other. And I'm just gonna do a quick stitch on that also. Okay, so now I have my zipper tape ends prepared. The closed ends and the open end of the zipper. All right, so let's sew the zipper onto the fabric now. So we've prepared the zipper tape ends, and now we're going to sew the zipper. So I'm gonna actually start with one exterior zipper fabric, and I'm gonna come to the right side. And we wanna take the zipper and just open it up all the way, okay? This is the back of the zipper because I wanna sew this right sides together. Now pay attention here for this alignment, and you can also see here in the instructions that we're really talking about that alignment, so I'm just gonna point that out on here. So we wanna align this edge of the folded zipper tape with this corner of the folded zipper fabric. So I'm just gonna scoot that up there and align it and throw a clip in there to keep that alignment in there. Now I'm right sides together, so the zipper should be face down. And the zipper is longer than the zipper fabric on purpose. It needs to come beyond that. And that just helps so that when your zipper's in your bag, it doesn't actually like make the opening of your bag too small. So now I'm gonna go to the machine and sew this down. So this stitch is actually not gonna show. It's a right sides together stitch. Take my clip out. Now I like to sew my zippers with a left adjusted needle on a regular presser foot. Okay, and I'm just gonna check my alignment real quick. Make sure that that is still aligned with the corner, and it is, so there we go. And you don't have to worry about moving the zipper slider out of the way because the zipper's longer than the fabric. All the way to the end there. Get your back stitch in there. And then let's go back over to the table and we'll sew the lining fabric to this side also. Now, wash away wonder tape or double-sided leather tape is actually my favorite way to sew this step. And it doesn't stick to wax canvas, but it will stick to this fabric. So let's go ahead and use it. Just gonna peel it off and run it along the upper edge of my zipper tape. Okay, but I definitely want it to stop where my fabric stops. Okay, press it down. Double-sided tape, so then let's peel off the other side. There. And let's take one lining zipper fabric and put it face down on top of where the wash away wonder tape is and press it down so now it's sticking on there. So one of the reasons I love using the tape for this step, if you have it, is we really want to make sure that these sides of the lining fabric and the exterior zipper fabric stay aligned. So we don't want any migration here of the fabric slippage, and we don't want to have to like spend our time easing a lot there. So another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some clips and I'm going to clip these fabrics together, just helping them stay aligned and helping me manage these fabrics and their alignment when I'm at the machine. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the machine and I'm going to sew this. So what you want to do is make sure that your zipper is sandwiched in between your lining zipper fabric and your exterior zipper fabric. So let's head to the machine and get that stitch in there. So now we've sewn our fabric to one side of our zipper, and then we're going to go ahead and open this up to reveal the zipper, and we're going to do the same exact thing to the other side of the zipper. So, and you know, I'm just going to grab my steel roller here and press this real quick just with that. Then I'm actually going to open this up here and grab my steel roller and press this. Okay. So this is starting to shape up and look really, really nice. Okay, so we've done that side, and here's where we're talking about alignment there. Now let's go ahead and get a top stitch on this side so that we're done with this side of the zipper fabric. So I'm gonna put my clips back on here, making sure that my exterior zipper fabric and lining zipper fabric are aligned on the sides. Okay, same over here. Get a little finessing happening there with the fabric. Okay, and a couple clips at the bottom, because why not? All right, and let's go to the machine and top stitch this. So this is the reason that I have that off-white bobbin in there. All right, so I'm gonna actually go ahead and, let's see here. How do I want my, put my needle to the right with a regular presser foot. You're welcome to sew with a centered needle or sew with the zipper foot too. I'm gonna do this whole stitch in one go. So I'm putting my needle to the right so that I can sew my zipper and my fabric here. I hope that all works out how I think it's going to, and if not, then we'll reassess. So we just really want to edge stitch this with like an 1/8 inch seam allowance around the whole thing. Wow, my stitch length is really long. I'm actually going to come down to a couple clicks below 3. I realized this was on a basting length stitch, which is great for that, but let's go a little lower so it'll show up a little bit better right here. Okay, so I'm gonna pivot around this corner, setting the needle in. Then I'm gonna pivot around this corner, setting the needle in. give the machine a little push. Pivot around that corner. And we have one more pivot. So that's one side of our zipper fabric sewn. And you'll just repeat for the other side. So we're just gonna go ahead and set up to sew the other side of the zipper fabric, and I just wanna point out a few things because alignment's super important here. So this is the right side of my zipper fabric, and I wanna do right sides together, so I just flipped this over. So this is the right side of the zipper face down. And I'm gonna come here, and I'm still looking at this alignment here of the folded edge and the folded edge of the zipper here. It's just on the back there. So I'm lining that up, and I'm gonna clip that, just get that clipped in place. And I'm also gonna clip along the zipper here. Okay, and then I'm actually gonna come to the sides of the fabrics, and I really want those to align. So if you look over here, see that nice alignment there? We want to keep that aligned because that's going to make the zipper look really good in the bag. So I'm going to clip those so those stay aligned. Let me just throw another clip up here. And then I'm also going to clip these so these stay aligned. Okay, so that's all just helping me track that alignment at the machine. And then of course, when you go to do your lining, like you did the other side, you'll have the wash away wonder tape. You'll lay this on, enveloping the zipper in between the two layers of fabric, and then you'll have this moment where you could check if all of these sides are aligned again and clip that on. So I just wanted to show you the setup, and then go ahead and sew this side of the zipper the same exact way that you sewed this side of the zipper. All right? So we've sewed both the zipper fabrics onto our zipper, and it's starting to really shape up. And now we're gonna go ahead and sew the zipper fabric to the tote hem. So the first thing we wanna do is just mark the center points on the raw edges because we're gonna be lining those up. I'm gonna go ahead and just notch into them a little bit, which is just gonna help me find the mark from either side. Okay, and then now I'm actually gonna grab my prepared Oberlin here. So I've sewed it and attached all the way up to the point where I've attached the magnetic snap. And what I'm gonna do is open this up and come to just one side of the tote hem here. It doesn't matter what side that is. And I'm actually gonna find the center point here. So the easiest way to find the center point on wax canvas is to actually fold it in half and just pinch it. That works really well. Also, you know, the center is, of course, the center of your magnetic snap. All right, and then I'm gonna take this, which is my zipper fabric, and I'm gonna put it face down, right sides together. So this is the right side of my tote, and this is the right side of my zipper fabric. And I'm gonna align the top raw edges and the center points. So there's my center points aligned. And I'm gonna go ahead and clip that in place. Okay, I left my clips over here, so let me just grab a couple more. So I'm just gonna do a stitch, just like with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, just along the edge here. Or actually, I'll just copy that, I'll chase that 1/8 inch and just get this sewn into that, okay? So, I'm gonna get my centered needle there. I'll just center my needle and use the right side of the presser foot. So just make sure this is right sides together. That's the main thing for this stitch. Isn't going to show. It's just for tacking the zipper fabric into your bag. now I'm gonna open this up here. We'll just stay right here and I'll show you the next step. I'm gonna open this up and I'm actually gonna take the zipper fabric and I'm gonna sew it to the other side of the tote hem, right sides together. Okay, so let me find my center point again real quick. Just gonna fold this in half. We're going quick and dirty here. There we go. There's my center point. You can measure for your center point if you're not on wax canvas. And then here's my center point here. Align those right sides together. Right there. Clip this. Aligning the raw edges. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do a stitch in there and tack that on. All right, so now we've sewn our zipper fabric to our tote bag. I'm just gonna walk back over to the table here. Well, see, you can kind of see how it like makes a loop here, just like that. All right. The next thing we're gonna do is we're going to attach the interior pocket. So we're just gonna attach the interior pocket to what we've already done here. The first step here is to actually cut 3/4 of an inch off the top of the interior pocket. So I'm cutting off this raw edge basically, getting this little bit of fabric sticking up to just be a little bit smaller. All right, so I'm gonna put that aside and that aside, and I don't need my cutting mat anymore. And then we're just gonna take the interior pocket, this is the right side, the side with the slider, and we're gonna put it face down, and we're gonna actually sew it right on top of here. But I need the center point of this, so let me just grab that real quick. And the center point up here, which is right where my notch was, there. And then I'm gonna clip that in place, except that my clips are at the machine. Great. And let's stitch that in. It's really starting to look like a bag. And move the zipper slider out of the way. Okay, so I'm just reaching under. I'm just gonna slide that back. I just don't want it to accidentally make my stitch really crooked. All right, so now we got that sewn in. So we're gonna go ahead and attach the leather here and to the zipper pull. So what I'm gonna do is actually open the zipper and just flip my bag right side in a really awkward way. There we go. And get this face up so that we can really look at and see how it's gonna show up, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my leather zipper ends. So if you bought a zipper expansion leather and hardware kit, it's gonna come with one of these. And then I'm gonna grab one of my rivets, and I'm actually gonna stick the rivet into the hole there on the leather tab. And then I'm gonna stick it in that little reveal there in between the two zipper tape ends. I'm gonna fold the leather over the end of the zipper and stick the cap on. And then I'm gonna come to my piece of quartz here, my stone hard surface, and take my strike post here and put that on top of here, and then I'm gonna use the mallet and strike it. Great. So that's all there is to setting that double cap rivet on the end there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stick my leather zipper pull in the zipper pull. Take my rivet post and connect the cap. And again, the key here actually, I'm just gonna I put the zipper pull here so I could have a little bit more space to position the zipper pull, is I really wanna make sure the rivet is vertically aligned with the strike post. So I don't want the strike post coming off to the side or whatever. I really wanna hold some pressure on there and keep that vertically aligned. Right, and then there's the leather set on the zipper pull. So then let's go ahead and see what's next here. We did that. And then actually we're gonna pay attention to the signpost here because we are gonna add a lining to the bag as well in these videos. So I'm gonna stop here and switch to lining expansion and follow that from here on out. Now, if you're not adding the lining expansion, you're gonna go ahead and sew the tote hem down here. But we're gonna jump over to the lining and do that.